All right, we're gonna do it this way. So I tried to post a Facebook Live video, and I guess I have very bad signal out here in the bee yard. I guess that's good because I think the signal would disturb them anyway. So here's an update. Here's what we have going on at the home hive. As you can see, we have burgundy, gold, and white hives. The burgundy hive was installed early this year from a package, and because it was early this year, it took off. And actually what happened is, when I say take off, I mean it performed very well, and the bees swarmed, and they swarmed way up in that tree over there. So I couldn't get them, so I lost that first swarm and that first queen. But what I was able to do is I was able to get some queen cells out of it and make that little nuke that's going on right over there. And so we'll talk about that in a second. So right now, I've gone into these hives. I don't see a queen in this one yet, but they have not completely filled the hive with honey. So I'm going to give them 2 more days to see if they can get a queen out of there. If they don't, I'll pull some eggs out of one of these other hives and put in there as insurance. I didn't want to do it today for whatever reason. So the yellow hive was started at the normal time that we start here in Front Royal, Virginia, or this area. We start when we buy our packages normally from our clubs. They usually show up at a certain time. That's when this was installed. It's not as quick as the other one. It still has the small entrance reducer, but it's doing well. The queen's in there, the eggs are in there, capped brood, capped honey, and nectar. The nuke, as I said, came from some queen cells that came out of burgundy. And by my ear. By the way, I'm out here without a suit. I shouldn't be, but because they say if you get stung once in the eye, you can lose your sight. But I wasn't going to be standing out here, but I am. But here we go. Back to the hives. The little nuke is doing well. I saw actually some brood in there that not capped, just some larvae. So I closed it back up. They haven't done anything to the top of the hive yet, except cleaned up a couple of frames. There's a couple of frames of wax that I put in there, and there's a couple of just foundation frames. So but she hasn't done anything up in that top box. She's stayed in that bottom box so far. And to the right of that, we have the big hive. That's actually it's what I think is going to get some honey this year, and hopefully in a couple of weeks here, because there's a lot in this box that is capped. Not all, it's not completely capped, but there's a lot of capped honey in there. So as you can see, there's a lot of bee activity in front of that box. Last night I came home and they were festooning off the front of the hive. That's a bee technical term. You can look that up if you want to know what that is. And I said, wow, it's not abnormal to see that, but I said, let me just take a peek. So I lifted up the lid and I looked in there, and there was a lot of bees up in the top, and there shouldn't be as many as there were. So I quickly threw another box on, and it was late in the day. We'll see what happens. I checked the hive today, and they were in that box still. They're up in that box now, and what is in there is foundation. That's it. I'm out of drawn comb, so all the drawn comb that I have is used up in these boxes, and except for I have one more box. I have a nuke up in that tree, and that's to collect any swarm that might happen. But I think I'm going to move it back here to one of these trees, because they seem to swarm. I've had bees swarm on me that I've noticed 3 times around here, and twice they've been on these trees, and once on that cherry tree where the box is now. I've baited it with some real dark comb and a little lemongrass oil. There's a trick for you. So that's what's in there, and hopefully if they do swarm, any of them, and I don't catch it, they'll end up in that box, but hopefully I'll catch it. That's all we have for today. This has gone real long. If my buddy Timo sees this, he'll usually say they're pretty perfect time, but I think this is a long one, so I'll try to tighten it up next time. But there you have it. Thanks for watching.